Do you think a Tesla stock buyback is likely to happen this January? Tesla investors have been appealing for a stock buyback for several months now. That said, many are becoming antsier as their call for a stock buyback is still not addressed. With the stock plunging at an all-time low, perhaps the Tesla board will finally opt for a stock buyback. You would not want to miss this. On a Twitter Spaces call in December, Tesla CEO Elon Musk signaled he would not sell any Tesla stock for a minimum of 18 to 24 months. The chief executive has liquidated more than $39 billion in the company's shares since the stock peaked in November 2021. Elon Musk pledged to pause selling shares in Tesla and said that a decision on a buyback of the company's stock could be influenced by the severity of an economic downturn. As he tried to ease concerns, his purchase of Twitter was to the detriment of the electric vehicle maker. He said Tesla's board is open to a share buyback, but that it will depend on the scale of a recession. The fact that Tesla says it is likely to do a meaningful buyback next year, according to management, makes the stock a tempting buy given its current valuation, or given the coming buyback, one worth holding on to for now. This has led some well-known hedge fund names to increase their holdings, including Ken Griffin at Citadel Investment Group, Israel Eglander at Millennium Management, and Phil Gross and Robert Atkinson at Adage Capital Management to increase their Tesla holdings. It is worth noting that numerous experts, along with a chorus of Tesla investors, have been expressing their thoughts about how a Tesla stock buyback will significantly help the company at this point, especially since Tesla stock has been hitting an all-time low lately. A stock buyback program for Tesla has been increasingly talked about among investors in recent months after Musk teased the idea of a stock buyback on Tesla's third-quarter earnings call. In the said earnings call, Tesla executives and CEO Elon Musk himself addressed several issues, including Tesla stock buyback. Musk explained that even in the downside scenario next year, although 2023 may prove to be a difficult year, Tesla can still do a $5 to $10 billion buyback. We've debated the buyback idea extensively at the board level. The board generally thinks that it makes sense to do a buyback, but we want to work through the right process to do a buyback, but it's certainly possible for us to do a buyback on the order of $5 to $10 billion, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said. However, note that this is still pending board review and approval. It's likely that we'll do some meaningful buyback, Musk said. He added that while the market team revolves around the short term, it's very important to focus on the long term. Over the recent months, numerous experts and Tesla bulls have been speaking out about possible benefits of a stock buyback for the company. Even Tesla's third-largest investor, Leo Kogoan, has been calling for a stock buyback for several months now. Elon Musk has previously suggested that a Tesla stock buyback could be on the way to boost investor confidence in the EV company. However, if that indeed happens, investors won't likely see it until sometime next year. Still, there are several reasons why many push for a stock buyback before next year. One of the arguing points in the aforementioned petition is that the company will benefit from a currently very undervalued stock. A stock buyback will also quite possibly show confidence in Tesla's future results. Furthermore, people believe that Tesla should act before the 1% tax on share buybacks becomes applicable on January 1, 2023. Finally, Tesla should operate the buyback under current SEC rules, which will change reporting standards in the foreseeable future. The company would be wise to start buyback now. Singapore billionaire Leo Kogoan tweeted in mid-November saying it was both the best timing and the right thing to do. Simply put, Tesla investors are begging CEO Elon Musk and the board of Tesla to consider buying back shares as the company's stock price slumps to a 2-year low. Buying back shares from the marketplace would reduce the number of outstanding shares available, which increases the ownership stake of current shareholders. That's because a reduced supply of shares often causes a price increase. In light of that, a Change.org petition was created to urge Tesla for a share buyback. The said petition is doing well with about 5,300 signatures by late November. The petition is seeking a buyback by the end of the year. This came after Tesla experienced what could be the worst year in the history of the company. That includes shares falling with Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter, as well as the EV company dealing with 19 recalls this year. Tesla bull and influencer Alexandra Merz, who put up the petition on Change.org to advocate for a swift buyback before the end of the year, is among numerous investors who argue that a stock buyback would be a show of confidence in Tesla's future results and would return wealth to shareholders. I'm a huge Tesla fan and past stockholder, but in order to preserve my capital, I've been forced to go to the dark side, commented one petitioner, of which there are currently 5,807. I've recently begun to short the stock and have earned back roughly half my losses. I believe in Tesla's long-term growth, but I need to see some action from the board before going long again. A nice buyback would show confidence from the board that Tesla is still a good investment. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives believes that Tesla will face stock buyback pressure from activist investors next year after shares get cut in half this year. The pressure, of course, will be largely put on Tesla CEO Elon Musk's shoulders. According to Ives, activist investors could pressure Tesla to launch a stock buyback program, improve profit margins, or make strategic moves. We also believe activism will start to increase across the broader tech sector, as names such as Salesforce and Tesla, being two examples, will face growing pressure around margins, buybacks, and strategic moves, Ives said. Tesla bull Dave Lee says a Tesla stock buyback is not entirely impossible, as others are led to believe. Lee explained that if Tesla could make 10 million vehicles per year and have an operating profit of $15,000 per vehicle, there would be $150 billion of operating profit per year. And if investors gave a 30 multiple off of that, that would be $4.5 trillion. With the hypothetical $150 billion in operating profit, Tesla could probably use most of that money to do stock buybacks, says Lee. Leo Kogowan, the third largest individual shareholder of Tesla stock, has been calling on the EV maker to announce a stock buyback since May as the company's share price continues to fall. In a tweet to Martin Vicha, head of investor relations at Tesla, Kogowan said the company should immediately announce its plans to buy back $5 billion of Tesla shares this year and $10 billion next year. He added that Tesla should use its free cash flow to fund the buyback and that it shouldn't affect its existing $18 billion cash reserves. In another tweet, Kogowan said Tesla's free cash flow amounted to $2.2 billion in the first quarter of the year. He added that he expects it to climb to $8 billion this year and $17 billion next year after capital expenditures have been factored in. He also said that Tesla can invest in full self-driving, its Optimus bot, and new factories, while also buying back its undervalued stock. Kogowan believes that Tesla will have a huge market cap by 2030 if it can do a $1 trillion buyback between 2026 to 2023. Through a tweet, Kogowan requested that Tesla does a $100 billion share buyback from 2022 to 2026 and then another $1 trillion buyback from 2026 to 2030. Although the bears are having a great time, citing all sorts of negative trends that could imperil Tesla, some of the challenges plaguing the EV maker are faced by all automakers. Of course, others are unique to the company. Like Tesla, other international automakers are struggling as well, as domestic brands in China are proving to be strong competitors. Then there's the specter of inflation and rising interest rates, which also affect all automakers. This might slow down the sales of Tesla's most popular and least expensive models, but it has less of an effect given most of Tesla's products are in the luxury segment, which is less affected by economic forces. There's also CEO Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter and its effect on Tesla sales, as well as Musk's turning his attention to Twitter. The dust-up over Twitter is affecting the EV maker, with the brand falling to 6th from 5th among the most shopped luxury brand consumers consider when shopping for a new vehicle. Both are legitimate concerns, but this shall pass, as will inflation and interest rates. Overall, experts believe that a Tesla stock buyback will be extremely beneficial for the company, especially in raising the stock price from its current valuation. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more Tesla stock content in January.